Welcome to a fine gaming experience, everyone. I have my co-host with me again, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey, it's Ice. Happy to be here for the second time.
Now, last time we just did a lot of the basics. We walked around the town, didn't really do much, so today we're going to look into things a little bit more in detail and go on our first quest. Also, we were wearing the really souped-up defender armor they give us, so I'm going to change that up. Just going to switch over to the leather set. We normally would have started the game with the leather armor and the chainmail. Neither one has a lot of abilities or anything too special to it. It's got the hunger resistance.
It's pretty incredible the difference between low-level armors and higher armor, but it's good to have that nice open gate at the start.
Later on, I'll show you all the stats on the Defender one, and it is a sick boost. This entire set only has that one skill. The Defender set has, I think it's 4 skills, all at level 3.
Handlers sort through the Research Commission's leads, and the ones they deem worth our attention become quests.
Hey!
And listen up.
Over here!
Unfortunately, everyone will be trying to get our attention. The handler will be yelling, "Hey!" constantly.
There's a lot of information that's coming at you from every angle in this game, so it's good to take your time and digest it as slowly as you can.
Now that's hunting. What this world needs is harmony.
As he was talking there, our job isn't to go out and genocide everything that exists. We're trying to study, learn more about it, learn its habits. I don't really do much here at the item shop, sadly, because we don't have any money, really. Plus, we get a lot of items just out in the field.
He is your absolute best friend if you decide to play a ranged character, though, specifically either of the bowguns.
Yes, you need to invest a lot of money into getting all your ammo and supplies for it.
My.
The armory isn't that useful. You can buy pre-made weapons and armor from them. And here's the skills that comes with. Divine Blessing, Health Boost, Recovery Up, and Marathon Runner. So you're healing more, you're healing faster, your stamina isn't going down as much, and you have a 50% chance to just have your damage nullified by half.
And I'm going to say a very controversial thing, but I don't recommend that armor for anyone at any point in time. You will get used to it, and you will, unfortunately, inherit lots of weaknesses later in the game for the boost you got early on.
Yeah, learning the basics is definitely a smart idea. It's definitely a good set of armor and will help you get through the first parts easier, but it doesn't have any offensive boosts. And the canteen, one of our favorite things.
Much like everything else in Monster Hunter World, I highly suggest you take your time to learn how the canteen works.
And here I'm showing the difference between fresh and basic ingredients. If I just use the basic, I'll only get a stamina boost, but a single fresh piece will give me a health boost and my Palico one as well. I used to complain that, like, it's only the basic cat's doing all the stuff and he just puts a little leaf on it. But really, this is a very basic dish. It's like having your new chefs in the kitchen make something.
An entire fish is a basic dish, yeah. Hunters have bottomless pits for stomachs.
as the handler likes to demonstrate.
Who needs 5 apples?
And is that shrimp and chicken?
I think it's ham. I can't really tell. I definitely know that's like a quarter wheel of cheese or either that or like a half a bread.
Apples, cheese, and chicken together at last.
There's a lot of information to take in here. Some of the best stuff on this page that you're going to find is your reward money, and right below that, of course, your time limit. Time limits are a big thing.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention to that, you might be spending too much time gathering items or just diddling around, and then it's too late. Mission's over. Sorry.
Alright, this is our first job. Let's do a quick review of quest rules. Rule number 1, complete the objective to complete the quest. Easy, right? Each quest has an objective. You can't consider the quest done until you complete that objective. Our current objective is to eliminate a specified number of jagras. Let's check the map.
Now, it may sound stupid that she says follow the quest objective, but there have been many times that I messed up a quest objective and lost a quest.
I think we saw them somewhere around here.
And sometimes you're not supposed to just kill your monster, you're supposed to do other things with it, and
Rule number 2.
I've gone a little too gung-ho sometimes, and yep, you've lost.
Supplies us with a loadout of certain items for each quest. They're in the supply box over there. Have a look and decide what you should take along. Ready to go.
3 things you should always remember to do before your hunt and during your hunt.
Oh yeah.
You need to go and check the plants. We're not going to worry about that yet. You need to make sure you eat a meal, and you need to make sure that your gear is properly upgraded. But when you get here, always check the supply box. Even if you don't think you need the stuff in there, getting all those pieces out, it's free. There's no reason not to take it all.
Exactly, it's just free goodies and usually very helpful, if not key to what you're going to be facing. And speaking of gathering items in the field, here's one of the most basic things. Herbs will make you healing potions.
And you can actually set that up in your options menus. You can go in and decide whether your herbs will instantly transform into healing potions and be quickly crafted, or just stay as herbs.
Keep in mind that what you're able to do depends on
And these are just herbivores, so they're not going to defend, they're not going to attack back here at all, but I get to show off the sword a little bit. It has a bunch of wide arcing attacks, it's very fast. It has the ability to block and use items, but it doesn't do a lot of damage.
It is, in my opinion, though, controversy as always, the best weapon in the game for new and very advanced players.
I have to admit I picked up the sword further into my Monster Hunter training, and I had a lot of fun with it. There's some big charge-up power attacks you can do with it that can slice off limbs, they can knock out enemies really quick.
Great for getting a monster's attention or creating a distraction.
Flexibility is the name of the game with the sword and shield.
Jagras. Those are the monsters we're after.
Let's see how you hold up when you're on your own.
Ah, and something you're so much better at than I am.
Scatternuts?
Scatternuts. Yeah, he used his slinger, which is something you can use very well with the sword and shield, to knock down some scatternuts, which can knock enemies out, confuse them, get their attention, all sorts of things.
And here I pick up some torch pods, which are pretty neat. They light fires on the ground. They can burn enemies if you hit them directly. It has some other uses we'll see later as well. And jagrases are a bit of a cowardly lot. They'll summon more to attack you en masse, but as soon as you kill a few of them, they are gonna run away.
Also, a tip to anybody who's just getting started in Monster Hunter, I know our job here is to observe the ecology and pay attention to it, but when it comes to those little monsters, kill them. Kill them all. You're going to need those parts they've got for all sorts of different things, and most people just go straight towards the quest objective rather than taking care of the jagras.
Oops.
Yes, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of farming off-screen between episodes. Hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of the armors and weapons I'll want fairly easily that way, but I know some are harder to get, so we might not see some till later, especially since I'll be showing off multiple weapons.
I will say, one thing that's important to know, this game doesn't require a lot of extra... Oh, we did our objective, nice. Doesn't require a lot of armor.
Yeah, this is a pretty fast one. Now to harvest all the guys I killed. And you might have noticed there too, as I ran into the room, there was that little glowing pixie thing. And I was able to basically attack it with my handheld dagger, and in a panic, it let off a flash of light. And that's basically a little flash bug, and I'm going to actually catch one here. You get little nets that can catch most small native life forms.
No, this is just pure cruelty. I cannot condone this. There's no way you'll have the time to skin them.
I just want to, make them suffer a little bit. They wanted to gang up on me a little bit. It's only fair.
Showing off your diving slash.
One of my most powerful attacks. I sadly don't get to show off one of the best moves, the Helm Splitter, where you can leap off a wall, do a downward stab, and hit multiple times as you're going down.
And your Palico does level up. They get a bonus to their stats as they do so. And some of those bonuses can be quite useful, especially in the early game when your Palico's a handy helper.
Yeah, especially if you're going solo, you're going to be relying on your Palico a lot, so you want to make sure they're well taken care of.
And listen up.
And they finally let us go online now. It's kind of ironic because they force you to be online, and you'll actually someone join my campaign here if you're paying attention. And here's something that's really nice, because there's a festival going on. They'll give you free items. Normally you only get one, but I get a lot. A lot. A lot. And here's something new they did. They put up an event schedule, so you can see how long the quests are going for, when they expire, when new ones pop up. Very handy.
I did not know about that. That's very useful.
Yeah, there's a couple new things they added since Iceborne was released. Even if you don't have it installed, you get quite a few extra perks. And now that we've killed our first monsters, we've got the Gathering Hub open. I like going to the Gathering Hub myself to do all my missions. You prefer going to the canteen, don't you?
I do. That is a lot of because I play solo most of the time, but the Gathering Hub is far more useful for multiplayer.
I also like how it looks. I'll show it off here in a bit.
There you are, Fiber.
Now, this can be a bit overwhelming looking at the smithy, but take your time to learn it. It's well worth learning all sorts of things about weapons.
I do skip through a lot of the tutorial stuff here, but I figure seeing as we go and having us explain is a little better than watching all the pre-made tutorials. If you're really interested, you can pause and read all that. And the big weapon tree. He gave us the materials for this, so we're just going to kick it up a step. Increases the attack power, the durability, and it opens up more branches for me to get to. Now there's 3 different swords I can get. I don't have the resources for any of them.
There's a lot of little information hidden in there if you see the icons that each of the weapons has. Those are usually weapons that are specifically tied to an element or status effect.
Like that bottom one is poison, for example. And there's the defender weapons they put in. They have blast element, which is explosions.
And I guess the purpose of a lot of the defender gear is to get you to Iceborne faster.
Very much. Iceborne, you don't need to be at the end game to access it. It helps, but you can do different stuff in it from what I understand. And here I'm going to show off all the sets we have so far. So as you've seen, the leather one. But let's see how it looks on my male counterpart. This is Chase Hunter, my 130 plus rank main character. Leather armor isn't too different on him. Chainmail is the other starter set. Gotta show off the legs. And this one has the Master Gatherer skill, which just lets us pick up stuff a little easier. I get to wear pants as a guy.
I don't see how that's any advantage. Shorts are comfortable.
That's the real advantage the female characters have, is they get to breathe a little better.
In the sweltering jungle, that probably makes a lot of sense.
This is the Jagras set that we get from just those basic guys we were killing. Each piece has its own skill. They're not great skills, but if you want to trick out your starting gear early on, it's better than nothing.
And that helmet is pretty incredible. Do you have a scouter? What is that over your eye? Oh, that's your tattoo. That's what it is.
Yes. It's a little bulkier on the guy, and he gets a heavier cape. He has more of a chapeau.
And unfortunately, clipping is a thing. It'll always be a thing until it isn't, and then it'll just be something else strange with our graphics. Oh, the gala suit.
Yes, one of my favorite sets. I was wearing that for the longest time when we were playing. Now, each piece not only has a really good skill. If you look on the bottom right corner there, you'll see Astera Blessing, which means that there is a set skill. You need 5 pieces there to get the Great Luck skill. But it's quite nice, as you can see. More rewards is always a great thing. And it looks so nice, too. Very shiny.
Literally sparkling.
Does that make us a vampire?
No. No, not that.
And the Palico gear, which is a little different from ours. They don't have skills on them, but they do have sharp weapons, blunt weapons, and whatnot, as well as different resistances on their armor.
Should I describe the difference between the various types of damage in the game?
Go for it.
So your sharp weapons are actually very good at cutting off tails, and tail cutting is something we'll have to use to get certain monster parts. It can make a monster weaker. In some cases, it can make a monster stronger. Where a lot of your blunt weapons are going to do far more damage to the head, giving you more knockouts. Depending on how you play in multiplayer, you may be a hunter who's positioned at the head or the tail, but we'll go over that in far more detail when we get to different weapons. As we were saying before, the Sword and Shield actually incorporates both blunt attacks and slashing attacks, which is why it's so versatile.
Yeah, being able to cut off limbs, knock your opponent unconscious faster. A whole bunch of stuff like that is really good. And speaking of really good, the star set is amazing, although I don't know why the stand, like, that's your default weapon. It shouldn't be clipping that poorly.
Greetings.
It can't be a JRPG without airships. Although they really could have gone something like Golden Axe and had us like on the back of a flying turtle or something.
That would be very unique. But I don't know if we could get a monster like that to obey us.
And that opened up another quest here.
Ah, Fashion. The other secret endgame of Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, this is a little different. It's just the layered armor option, which we get to keep the abilities of our other armor, will just look different. And right now we only have access to the Gala suit, and we'll need a lot of tickets to do that, which we only get from special appreciation events. Since we just had 2 quests here in a row, I had to make sure I didn't get another quest here.
It's usually not that bad about handing out that many quests in the same location. Usually you clean them all up and you're good, but the start of the game has you absorbing a lot of information. Case in point.
Roar, roar. And these quests are very important. It might seem a little weird, like go around, gather mushrooms, but that will expand his menu and give you more items that you can have cooked up.
Hey there, partner. Ah,
And yeah, like you were saying last episode, there's lots of ways to start your quest. You can talk to her, you can go to
you
these
can pick up
boards,
quests from the quest board too.
or you can go to my favorite area, which we're about to show
Don't worry
off.
about having to check 2 places.
Oh, I wonder what festival's going on. I only know them by the decorations, so I'm excited to see this too. Oh, yes.
And they really decorate this for every event. It'll be different decorations for each one. All the people will be dressed up in different outfits. They really go all out with these. Like, normally there's none of these balloons or a lot of the dress up.
Hey, partner.
And one of the great things about the events that go on, there are often quests that you can go on, special quests.
We have a special quest today.
Oh, here's a special thing, the arena. I do the first arena quest here, but I'm not going to show it off. Would you like to explain arenas?
Arenas are interesting. A lot of them are competitive against yourself and other players' times. You're trying to complete a trial as quickly as you possibly can, and if you place within a certain time frame, you get a larger number of rewards. Some of the quests are extremely difficult, and unfortunately for a lot of players who focus on one weapon, your weapon selections are specific for each quest, and so is your armor. So you have to learn how to play the game from a number of different perspectives to be good at the arena.
And I'll be showing that off in a couple episodes. Next time, we're going to go hunt another herbivore, but a more dangerous one. I hope you join us next time, and take care all.